I wasn't supposed to be anywhere near the ruins of Sector 9. The government warnings were clear, and the signs weren't exactly subtle. Restricted zone. Temporal instability detected. Turn back. But I wasn't on a sightseeing trip. I was searching for scrap, real scrap, the kind that could pay off months of rent in one lucky find. And everyone knew the best pieces of old pre-collapse tech ended up out here, in the places where time itself seemed to stutter. I parked my hoverbike behind a half-collapsed tower and stepped into the dust-choked silence. The air felt wrong, too still, as if I'd stepped into a paused video. Then I saw her. A woman, no, something shaped like a woman, standing perfectly still among the rubble. Tall, slender, draped in a shimmering cloak that flickered like glitching pixels. Her silver-white hair floated weightlessly as if underwater. She turned slowly, as though waking from centuries of sleep. Her eyes locked onto mine. I froze. Not because she was frightening, but because she looked at me like she knew me. Like she'd been waiting. "You're late," she said softly. Her voice rippled through the air like a harmonic wave. I swallowed. "Sorry, have we met?" Her expression trembled. Not anger, but something like disbelief, mixed with fear. "You don't remember," she whispered. "After all this time." Before I could respond, the ground shook. A pulse of violet light erupted beneath her feet, spiraling outward in a perfect circle. The wind roared. My vision blurred. She reached toward me. "Grab my hand," she cried. "If it resets again, you'll be lost forever." I didn't understand a single word, but instinct made the choice for me. I reached out. Our hands touched, and the world shattered like glass. Middle. I woke up gasping, lying on a smooth metallic floor. My hoverbike, the ruins, the dust gone. I sat up. I was inside a massive chamber filled with floating holographic rings. Symbols in an unfamiliar language drifted around me like fireflies. She stood a few feet away, her cloak now glowing with steady, pulsing light. I scrambled to my feet. "Where am I? What happened?" She lifted a hand, her tone gentle but desperate. "Let me explain. But please stay calm." I wasn't calm. Not even close. She approached slowly. The closer she got, the more I could feel something like a faint vibration running through the air around her. My skin tingled as if responding to it. "I am Liriath," she said. "Last sentinel of the Chronal Order. And you are the one who saved me." I blinked. "Pretty sure I'd remember saving someone like you." Her expression tightened, a flash of pain. "You did. But time has been rewritten, fractured, looped, torn apart. Every cycle changes pieces of the past. Your memories are scattered." I laughed uneasily. "Look, I'm just a salvager. I fix broken drones and sell scrap. I'm not part of any Chronal anything." "You were never supposed to be," she whispered. "But when the rift consumed the order, when the timelines collapsed, you reached into the anomaly. You pulled me out. You anchored me to a single reality." Her voice shook. "And the universe marked you as mine." I stepped back. "Okay, hold on, yours? What does that even mean?" She closed her eyes as if forcing herself to be brave. "It means what I'm about to tell you will terrify you." The chamber lights dimmed, holograms flaring to life around us, showing swirling timelines, branching universes, collapsing spirals of energy. She spoke quietly. "Time itself chose you as my tether. Through you, I remain stable. Through me, you remain alive. Without that connection, we both cease." My breath caught. "So we're linked." Her eyes met mine, shining with something like pleading. "You belong to me," she whispered. "Not by force. Not by possession. By the laws of the universe itself." I opened my mouth, closed it again. The room suddenly trembled. Holographic alarms flashed red. Liriath's face went pale. No, the rift found us. A jagged tear ripped through the air behind her. A howling void of swirling dark energy began sucking objects toward it. She grabbed my arm with surprising strength. We have to move. We ran through a corridor as the rift tore the chamber apart behind us. Energy arcs slammed into the walls, melting metal as if it were wax. What is that thing? I shouted. A remnant of what destroyed the Order, she said breathlessly. A temporal predator, a rift spawn. It hunts anomalies. It hunts me. A siren blared overhead. Doors sealed. Platforms shifted. The entire structure seemed alive and terrified. We burst through a final door into a colossal hall. But what stood in the center froze me in place. A massive crystalline sphere, floating above a dais, swirling with hundreds of versions of myself. Older, younger, injured, armored, laughing, dead. What is that? I whispered. Liriath's voice was hollow. Your splintered echoes. Every version of you that existed in collapsed timelines. This station kept them here to stabilize your anchor. I stared, my mind reeling. Those are all me? Yes. And they're dead? Not dead. Lost. Unrooted from reality. She touched my shoulder gently. You are the only one who survived the collapse. My legs nearly buckled. But then she turned to me, her voice breaking. That's why I trembled when I saw you. Because you're the one constant in all timelines. The one person the universe keeps circling back to. The ground rumbled. The rift spawn slammed into the outer barrier of the hall, its form shifting like smoke and claws. Liriath grabbed my face with both hands, forcing me to look at her. Listen to me. You don't understand yet, but you belong to me because you chose me first. Before all of this, before time broke, you sacrificed yourself for me once. My heart pounded. What did I do? You held the rift open long enough for me to escape. It tore you apart, across realities, but you didn't let go. I stared at her, stunned. Why would I do that for you? Her voice cracked, barely a whisper. Because you loved me. My breath vanished. Before I could respond, the hall exploded. The rift spawn broke through. Ending the creature surged into the chamber, its body twisting like a living storm. Shards of fractured time spiraled around it. Glimpses of ruined worlds, broken futures, shattered pasts. Liriath extended her hands, summoning brilliant arcs of temporal energy. They spiraled around her like wings. She shouted above the roar, "Get behind me!" I didn't listen. Some instinct, something deeper than memory, pulled me toward her. Toward the woman I apparently once died for. The creature lunged. I grabbed a fallen stabilizer rod, its surface humming with chronal charge. I didn't think. I didn't plan. I acted. Just as I must have acted in another life. I drove the rod into the creature's core. A blast of light erupted. Time fractured. I felt myself dissolving, then being pulled back together. Liriath screamed, rushing toward me, her cloak flaring with desperate energy. She grabbed me, holding me as if I were the last surviving star in a dying universe. "Don't you disappear on me again," she cried. I felt reality folding, collapsing, and then stabilizing with a sound like a breath being drawn. The creature evaporated, leaving only drifting motes of light. The sphere of my echo shattered, releasing a soft wave of energy that washed over me like warm rain. Liriath looked at me, shaking. "You did it again." Her voice cracked. "You always save me." I reached up, touching her cheek gently. "I don't remember our past. I whispered. But I'm starting to understand what I meant to you. She leaned into my hand, trembling. You belong to me, she said softly. Not as a possession, but because our timelines refuse to exist without each other. Because every version of you chose me. I swallowed hard. And you? Do you choose me too? The question hung between us. Then she wrapped her arms around me, pulling me close. I chose you before the first star was born, she whispered. And I'll choose you long after the last one dies. The holographic lights dimmed, stabilizing. The rift was gone. For the first time, the station felt peaceful. She took my hand. Come with me, she said gently. There's a future we can still build, one that doesn't end in collapse. One where we start again. I squeezed her hand back. I think, I said softly, I've already started. Together, we walked into the glowing corridor. Two beings bound not by fate, not by destiny, but by a choice made across uncountable universes. A choice powerful enough to break time itself.